Licalzi. I'd prefer to be called Mike. I retired from Arlington County, Virginia. I worked for Arlington for 41 years. I was a contractor before then, and so I've been in the industry for 51 years. I came out of the Navy in 1971. I was looking for a job, went to the employment agency. They had an opening at a distributor. At the time, it was Kraus-Heinz. As a wireman, I worked in the cabinets, wiring the cabinets up, controllers, so they put them on the street and operate. Really was interesting. So I tried to learn as much as I could, became for the organization, a troubleshooter. So I would have to go out on trouble calls for the distributor. And being young, 1973, 74, I had an offer I couldn't refuse, went with a contractor. When I went with the contractor, I met some real good people, and they were involved in IMSA, invited me to come to one of the local section meetings, and found the networking where if you had problems, you could call somebody, talk to them, is really what got me involved. And I worked with them until 1980, then that's when I went with Arlington County. The new technologies and hopefully the direction that the IMSA is going to go in is that we new equipment, it's changing every day, new strides, new developments. Before, back in the older days, like you said, was some electromechanical. The controllers basically just signed the right-of-way. Who had green, who had yellow, you had red. There were dial units, 24/7. As technology went on, they come up with detection, get to detect when a vehicle needed the green. And from there, it's led to, we could do preemption through the controller, we can do PED counts, traffic counts. The system, you could go into systems now where you could change the timing of controllers depending on time of day or amount of vehicle traffic, volumes of traffic. You could change the times, be more effective and efficient with what we do. Years ago, clean air and saving gas was a big issue. The federal government was giving grants to redo computers and systems based on if you could save clean air. And a lot of people that I've talked to, they kind of chuckled because when you say 1% clean air, they just say 1%, oh, what's that? But in the industry that uses millions of gallons of gasoline a day, and the air that we breathe, that makes a big difference. With the technology, we've gotten better and more efficient. And now today, one of the big things today is the traffic signal will be talking with the vehicle to help save and be more efficient. We got strides we can make. We just hope we can stay up. But IMSA's goal is going to be to offer the training and help the technicians and hopefully some of the engineers use this technology correctly and set it up and know what we're doing, and so we don't have to trial and error as we go along. I can be some assistance and leader to lead the IMSA in using our talent, our people, the volunteers of the organization to keep our programs, educational programs and certifications up to the standards that we want. IMSA is a leader. We are the leader in the industry, in the education of the technician, trying to make sure they know what they're doing on their job, do things safe, hopefully correctly. we are establishing brand new programs for our certifications, not using the old programs we used to have. With the new programs, we're going to be better to upgrade them as we go along. When changes are made, we can put the changes into our program without much of a deal. Because of the computer technologies that are coming out, it makes things easier. We have a way to go. We're not going to stop on our laurels and say, okay, we've done that, let's stop. No, we're going to continue, and we're going to take strides and try to continue to improve as much as we can. And I hope I can help lead in that direction. IMSA are folks that what we do. You hear people talk about public safety, first responders, public safety. And I look at it and said, okay, there's different branches. You have the police department, you have the fire department, maybe the National Guard in emergency. They're the first responders that come, the front line, they come out and do take care of the emergencies. I'm not a firefighter, I'm not a police officer, but I consider myself public safety just like they are, and a first responder, because if there's a signal problem, a signage problem, we have to set a detour, just like recently in Philadelphia where the Interstate 95 collapsed. The police department wasn't out there rebuilding that road so they could open 95. The first responders, who were some of our certified people that knew what they were doing, are the ones that were out there doing that. So I consider that we're public safety. We're just like I said, the police department. We may not be the very first person on the scene, but we're real close. Because if you have a situation and you have to set a detour up, who's going to do it? We are. The other thing, I used to joke around with the people in Arlington and went to I was in a training session, and the question was asked, who do you think is the most important person that works in Arlington County? And they go around the room and ask everybody in the room who their opinion. And you had the county manager or the county board or this person, police chief. And they asked me, and being the little smart guy that sometimes I give the answers, I said, it depends. It could be me. And they just look at you and go, huh? I said, it all depends on what you need, because if your sewage system in your house has a blockage and backs up, who's going to come out and fix it? You don't care about the county manager or the police chief or whatever. The guy that's going to come out there and clean your drain is the most important for you at that time. So that's how I look at who we are. In the traffic signal part of the IMSA, and traffic general, most of our people are municipal, state, county employees. And we don't get the praise, the pat on the back, because we're expected to do our job. But we do it. To me, we're a special breed of people. You do a job, you're home, you're just put that inch thick steak on the grill, and you get the telephone call. It's an emergency, you got to go take care of it. So you start your dinner on a Sunday afternoon, but you got to go leave to take care of a problem. And that may take you an hour, may take you 10 minutes to fix, but you go and do it. And yeah, sometimes you're not really happy, but you pat yourself on the back and said, I did what I had to do, and I'll do it again. And so I always tell our guys when I do my certification classes, moderate them, and I tell everyone, we're a special breed. Not everybody, you're not going to go on the street corner and find somebody to come to work for you that wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and when it's snowing, it's nasty out there, they're going to fix a problem. I just hope that everybody realizes we're people, just like they are. You're out on the street corner, you're doing a job. Our goal is to make sure that you, as a traveling motorist public, which is either the signs, the marking people, traffic signal people, street lighting, that gets where you're going safely and you go home in one piece. And as a motoring, you're driving to kind of pay attention. Just a few months ago in Maryland, 2 people were not paying attention. 6 workers got hit and died because people just took it for granted that they're out there. And the employees, their work zone they had set up was correct. They were doing everything correct. And somebody just was racing or whatever they were doing coming down the road, ran off and hit them. And just be safe. We're out here for you to make sure you can get where you're going safely.